back in your life like an alternate Twitter account named SadBoy6947 tweeting at hockey players saying how it's not safe to watch their sport anymore. This is the Weekend Warm-Up, the Educated Ignorance podcast on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network. And unlike some of those people, we are not going to be sad about winning here in God's country. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing? I am Joe, joined by the Golden Ignorance compatriot himself. It is Dan, and then the most made man of them all is here tonight. The northeasterner there has ever been. It is the Don. Gentlemen, how art thou this evening?
You're great. Joe, are we going to talk for a minute about the discovery I found this week on your wedding invitations when I got it?
Listen, I don't want to talk. I mean, we can talk about it, but
who's Joe Pest?
Listen, if it means anything, it's not totally misspelled. It's just
it's not.
It's in a different version. It's not how mine is actually spelled. But it's funny because her mom got a shirt that had my last name on it, and that was also misspelled. So it was L-E. So she's just out here, with some dude named Joe's Winkley. So shout out to that guy. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Danny for getting a wedding invite.
Yeah. Send me your address, Don. I'll get you one in the next batch.
Wow. Don, you can be my +1. Lydia's not coming.
Oh, she's not now. I'm sad.
But she's still teaching.
Oh, in June?
Yeah, they're because she's at a charter school. Like, the kids are out, but they don't officially leave school until July.
Oh, my goodness. She can take a day off.
June what, Joseph?
June 20th.
I can make that work.
We're out here.
We heard that here first. Everyone listening in, crash Joe's wedding.
Yeah, exactly. June 20th, 2026. Come crash my wedding.
Location to be determined. Make sure you follow
Gary, Indiana, 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bears breaking. It's going to be we're going to get. It's like in the Bad Bunny halftime show concert where there was a wedding going on during the concert. The Bears are going to be breaking ground in Gary, Indiana for their new stadium, and we're going to be getting wed while that's happening.
I thought you were going to say you were just getting married in the grass.
In the ground, yeah.
Only if I can fall through the fake house.
Deal.
Cool. Yeah,
there you go. Someone's got to do it.
Caleb Williams is the flower girl, right?
Exactly. We're all going to paint our nails.
All right. And you're going.
It's an epidemic or whatever. All right, so we got some cool stuff we're going to get to here on the weekend warm up. As always, some shenanigans. Dan's going to talk to us and compare football teams to fast food restaurants. He's got a minor league baseball thing that he wants to get off, and I'm intrigued to buy it. We'll see what it is. We'll see if he can land the plane. But Dan, what are we going to start off with today? I think we're going to start with some hockey, aren't we?
Absolutely, Joe. And to quote the great Joe Fess Winkle, I cried literal tears. This is the happiest I've ever been. Joe, talk to us about the Olympic gold.
Is that what I said to you? I think that is what I said to you. I thought you were going to quote my Facebook post where I said the golden rule is the one with the gold rules.
If I quoted any of your Facebook posts, it would just be rock hard.
That is me. That was me on Sunday. Listen, Illinois decided to die on Saturday so I could live on Sunday. I was ecstatic. I waited 16 years for that to happen, and it was a culmination of as a hockey fan to see the boys in red, white, and blue get it done. It was an incredible game. Did either one of you guys were either one of you guys up watching it?
I caught the overtime. I had worked the night before.
It was spectacular theater. And
this guy worked the night before. I had worked the night before, and I still got my ass up to fucking watch USA hockey. Come on.
Connor Hellebuck was insane. And yeah, you're not a real American, bro. Out here tweeting about how you don't like jokes or whatever. I thought that was just it was the best. It was the best of what sports is, and seeing the best players in the world all over the place, just going crazy. The fact that the NHL players and the CBA wanted this, and USA came through. It was very, very cool. Don, what were your overall takes on the tournament as a whole? Because we got some from the entire the prelims were a bit up and down, but good God, the knockout stages was insanity.
The Hughes brothers definitely need some flowers, but Connor Hellebuyck had probably the game of his life, and I think that's what we have to take away here. There are so many pictures that you can see online currently to this day of saves that Connor Hellebuyck has made or opportunities that Canada missed in that game. So you got to put that in perspective. And also, for that group, the vibe is always a little bit different. They came together for a guy like Johnny Hockey, and I think that's what kind of helped bring them up over the pedestal that Canada has set for themselves in the past few Olympic Games. But I will also say this, shout out to Jack Hughes, who didn't originally make the Dream Team in 1980, because this Jack Hughes, with the overtime winner for the gold medal, had girls twerking on him at 11, like his life depended on it.
This was Herb Brooks' 40-year plan. Was he's going to cut you because your son's going to score for us against the Canadians.
No relation. No relation. Just
they were gonna, bro. They had bitches in lingerie by the stripper pole with their hands on their hearts, with the national anthem playing.
I saw
the greatest video I've ever seen in my life.
I saw the video of JT Miller body surfing or crowd surfing, and the first thing that someone had commented was, "Imagine going back and telling Adam Fox, yeah, it wasn't really that fun." Like after all that.
Yeah.
Listen. Shout out to one of the funniest clips I heard after was one of the Miami news stations interviewed Matthew Tkachuk after, and he was like, "Yeah, last night was a pretty good recruiting night." I was like, "Oh shit!" Just Austin Matthews is gonna request a trade after all the Canadian podcasts continue to say how terrible of a human being he is, as well as they are with Brady, and even Connor McDavid. Bad week for Canadian media.
Let me just start off by saying this about Connor McDavid. He is currently turning into what's that movie? 27 Dresses? Always a bridesmaid and never a bride.
Oh my God!
He's in that sort of era right now, and this is terrible for someone who could be statistically as good as a guy like Wayne Gretzky.
Did you hear that? Did you hear when Tkachuk chirped Draisaitl with that in the game against Germany? Yeah, and then the fact that he could have said it to McDavid too. When I heard my favorite player in the NHL is Austin Matthews, so I'm a pseudo Leafs fan because of that, and I have a love-hate relationship with the Panthers. I appreciate how they operate, but I also understand that it's very podunk in a sense, but it works. And so Matthew Tkachuk, sometimes I'm like, great, amazing, he's incredible, but also it's like, God damn it. Yeah, I can never hate him now, obviously winning gold, but that chirp on Draisaitl, always a bridesmaid, never the bride, got me. Oh, I fainted. And that was amazing.
That's up there with Claude Giroux calling Vinny the Cavalier a pigeon.
Yes. So you mentioned the Hughes. Quentin Hughes I thought was sensational. I thought he was the best player in the entire tournament. Jack Hughes, too, the thing that I loved the most was I thought in the Four Nations face-off last year, I thought Hughes was really bad. And I think he won more than anybody in this thing, not just because he scored the game winner, but you could argue he was the most consistent driver of play in the tournament for them on the forward, for the forwards. I thought Matthews was probably their best forward overall because I thought he was incredible. Weird how he plays incredible when he has two line mates that are very defensively sound. But I thought defensively, I thought just all over the place, he was really, really good. But Hughes, in the Four Nations, especially in the gold medal or in the finale against Canada, their lack of depth showed because they had a couple guys that were there that weren't there this time, which we'll talk about here in a sec. But Hughes was really bad. In this tournament, obviously adding someone like Tage Thompson was massive, but Hughes being able to be a guy that elevated his play to basically being able to be slotted in rotation to all of the different lines, it was like the game breaker button being mashed because they couldn't rely on that for him last year, and he was an incredible, like, he was just such a different player in the Olympics than he was in Four Nations, and I thought it was the biggest difference.
Yeah, and I think too, in the Four Nations, I think he was also a little banged up. So I think that definitely played a factor. You know what I mean? So with that, I think you could take that with a grain of salt.
That's a good point too. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then
yeah. Also, I just saw this. So last week, Canada loses gold to America. Tonight, the Leafs do this. Canadian hockey has never been more down bad. It is probably one of the worst goals that I've ever seen the team allow. Danny, do you have the clip ready to?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Can you pull it up for us?
I think I just saw this when we went on. Oh, it's not good.
Can you pull it up for people?
Batten down the hatches. Anybody who cheers for the Maple Leafs. What a bad year for them. Can't wait for Austin Matthews to ask out though. That'll be great.
God only knows what he'll end up. All right, here we go. Up.
Me.
Lines through center ice and now Riley falls, kind of moves in, slides it back across the score.
Unfortunately, it was a Canadian that assisted, but we'll take that.
That it was. Hey, shout out to that Canadian though for being a doink in the gold medal game. I will say this too, man. Lastly, before we can move on, a lot of grief was given to Billy Guerin about the decisions. He's the general manager of the Minnesota Wild. He was also the general manager of Team USA, and a lot of grief was given about who he decided to bring and establish the roster. And even I was a little bit wonky. And like, you still obviously had a bit of a hole, kind of in that bottom six, where Clayton Keller and Kyle Connor basically were just unplayable, both of them. So you wonder if like Cole Caulfield or Robo would have been better in that spot. Regardless, though, outside of that, I thought that every decision he made was vindicated. Everyone ragged on JT Miller and Brock Nelson and Vinny Trocheck. Well, guess what? You needed them in the gold medal game when you have to kill a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. And they were incredible. So they brought a team that in the biggest game to beat Canada, they were going to do it by winning a game like they won. They were going to win a low-scoring game where their defense shined, and they were able to grind it out, and they did just that. So shout out to them for doing that. And, man, just a lot of guys that that kind of maybe punched a little bit above their weight. But just an incredible tournament and an incredible victory.
Mm.
All right, Danny.
So
go ahead. Take
move
us.
on. I was gonna get some more college football stuff in, but there wasn't much I could find. I did come across this. It is a Tennessee Vols campus fan page made a list of every SEC school and a chain restaurant that compares to their football program. So I'm going to give you guys the program, or I'm going to give you guys the restaurant. You guys got to guess what the program is, and I'll give you their reasoning. All right, so let's start with the first one here, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, God. Chick-fil-A.
I'm immediately going with Georgia.
Okay, I was thinking a little bit different. I'll go with Alabama.
It is Alabama.
Okay.
Annoyingly consistent, closed when you need them the most. Their fans think they invented customer service.
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I thought they were going to say. I thought they were going to say something too about hating the.
Oh, those people.
Yeah.
Well, that could be Georgia too.
That is true.
Applebee's.
We don't hate you people. We don't hate the gay community. Alabama does, and so does Chick-fil-A. So shame on them.
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
I wouldn't have considered that fast food, but Applebee's.
Well, it's a chain, fast food and
That's
chain.
fair. That's fair. Okay.
I guess fast
Applebee's.
casual.
Applebee's.
This one's funny. I actually like this one's pretty funny.
Florida?
Ooh. I'm going to go... for whatever reason, Vanderbilt's crossing my mind.
It's Florida.
Oh wow, I'm out here.
Joe knows his SEC was fast food.
Yeah.
Used to be fun in 2008. Now you only go there because it's technically still open.
Yes.
Yo,
There you go.
fuck whoever said that about Applebee's. Applebee's is great.
It is hard to
Cracker
eat
Barrel.
more than like once every other month.
You say Cracker Barrel?
Yeah.
Man.
I would be
Cracker
shocked
Barrel.
if Joe gets this one and goes 3 in a row.
I know, me too. What do you got, Don?
Arkansas.
Arkansas is a good guess. I'm gonna go Cracker Barrel. I'm gonna go Oklahoma.
It was Arkansas.
Nice.
Arkansas,
Solid
baby.
vibes, rural pride. You respect it, but you're not afraid of it.
2-1. Joe the show.
All right.
Also, I want to let's put this into perspective. Joe and I have hit all 3 of these so far.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
on fire.
Zaxby's.
Oh my goodness. Is Zaxby's gonna be like? Oh man,
Zaxby's got Missouri written all over it.
dude! I swear to God, I was thinking the same thing because it's gonna be something like only good in certain spots or something like that. Yeah.
Missouri too.
Yeah. Is it Missouri?
Missouri.
Let's
Fuck,
go.
we're so fucking good.
We're
You-
out
you
of
forget-
here! Oh
You
my
forget
God.
they're there until they randomly win 10 games.
Exactly.
Yes,
That is
yes,
why.
yes.
Oh, yes. 4 for 4. Just like Wendy's. Joe. Come on.
Wendy's.
Oh.
I'm gonna say Texas. Something about being good, but there's always something better.
That makes me think. When you do that, it makes me think Georgia.
Good.
So,
You going Georgia?
wait, Danny said, I'm gonna go Georgia.
All right. This is the first one y'all both got wrong. This is Auburn.
Oh,
Either
Okay.
really good or absolute disaster. No in between. Fires
I was
coach, limited
fucking-
time menu items.
Joe fucking talked me off of Auburn. Oh no.
That's my fault. That's a good one though.
Raising Canes.
Oh, I had Auburn lined up, ready to go.
Raising Cane's is gonna be like Texas
No.
A&M,
Ooh,
the hipster's choice.
but I'm thinking of like college football. So Raising Cane's, it's supposed to be good, but it's overrated. So I'm gonna say Kentucky.
All right, so you're both wrong. Do you want the description, and then I'll give you guys another guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electric environment, sauce carries, at night hits different.
Texas.
Oh,
A&M.
it's What'd you
Oh no,
say?
LSU. You're right.
I was gonna say
It's
LSU.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Texas Roadhouse.
This says Vanderbilt written all over it.
Yeah. Huh.
Ugh.
I'll let Don carry the weight here. I'm gonna say I was thinking A&M for some reason, but that's a cop.
Nah,
That's
trust your God. Trust your God. Trust your God.
but we'll ride with we'll ride. I'll ride A&M.
Yeah, I'll take Vanderbilt.
It was Georgia. Packed, loud, thinks they're the main character right now. Recently upgraded and won't stop reminding you.
Texas Roadhouse is not like that at all. This guy sucks.
We were off to such a great start.
Waffle House.
Oh my God.
Always open.
Is this gonna be like South Carolina or Mississippi State?
You know what? Which one do you want? I'll go to the other one.
I'll go Mississippi State.
I'll take South Carolina.
It's Kentucky.
Oh,
Royalty and things that are not normally their main topic. So basketball royalty, football optional.
Yeah, see.
Somehow talking trash every single year, even though they're not competing.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Sonic.
Huh.
One of these crappy fast food has to be Vanderbilt. I'm gonna say Vanderbilt for Sonic.
Sonic. Tennessee?
Ooh.
Mississippi State.
Oh, that's
Chaotic energy. You never know what you're getting.
That is true. I gotta remember, we are talking about football here.
Yeah.
All right. Panera Bread.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
I'm gonna say Vanderbilt till I miss.
It is Vanderbilt.
Oh, all fucking time.
Damn it.
Expensive, quiet, brags about academics. Football feels like a side salad no one ordered.
Diego Pavia intensifies.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, maybe that. Buffalo Wild. Did we have Texas didn't get picked yet, right?
No.
No, I don't think it's Texas.
You don't think it's Texas?
No.
Okay, actually, I'm going to go Tennessee for B-dubs.
Overrated. I like that. I'm gonna say Oklahoma just because you said Tennessee.
South Carolina.
Oh.
Randomly dangerous, loud for no reason, ruins someone's day annually.
Yeah, I was going to say something about it being loud. That's a good one.
In and Out.
Oklahoma.
That does sound like a good Oklahoma one. I concede that.
It is Oklahoma.
Nice. Attaboy, Don.
Shows up from out west with a huge reputation, swears it's elite, has a loyal fan base that won't stop talking about how it was better back home.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Y'all
so
don't
I've
even
never-
know what animal fries taste like, but it's just French fries with unseasoned
with
onions
Thousand Island dressing.
and a slice of American cheese.
So I've never heard of this restaurant. I don't know if you guys have. It's First Watch the Daytime Cafe.
I've never heard of that.
It's like
at
a
all.
breakfast and lunch cafe.
First watch. That's gonna be fucking Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go. I'll just so I can pick someone else. Is it? I guess did A&M get picked yet?
No,
So he's Ole Miss and A&M.
it's Ole Miss.
Okay.
Rooftop brunch spot, aesthetic undefeated, defense optional.
Hotty toddy.
Whataburger.
Oh, that's fucking Joey. That's fucking Texas written all over it.
Yes. Yeah.
That is Texas.
Yep, it's Texas. Think they run the South now. Just arrived and already talking like they own the place.
Yep.
Sounds like Whataburger.
So we're
Overrated,
down,
overrated, by the way. I will say.
I do remember the time I had it. It wasn't like life changing. However, I would love to try their their breakfast biscuits.
Yes.
'Cause
However, I did also have it at 1:30 after a 6 to 8 hour drinking binge. So take that with a grain of salt.
There you go.
Cookout.
What is it?
Cookout.
Just
don't think-
Just a
I
cookout.
don't know. Oh, that's right. I forgot you guys are from the north and the Midwest. Y'all don't know about Cookout. Cookout's the greatest fast food chain of all time.
That's a lie.
Don, you know about this cookout? I mean, you're both nor'easters.
Yeah, but I'm from the South.
That is fair. I've never
Cookout's
heard
like
of
a
this.
southern. Cookout's a southern restaurant. Joe, you would love it. Joe, you would love it.
This is Texas A&M. Texas A&M still available, right?
Yeah, Texas A&M's still there.
I'd say A&M.
Let's ride.
It's Tennessee. Mind you, this is from a Tennessee fan page.
I forgot the fucking Tennessee. We didn't say them yet.
Elite when it matters, loud, slightly chaotic, but also worth the wait.
They're not fucking elite, dude. Stop.
So, Joe, Cookout is like you can get like main dishes as sides. So, like, you go in, get a tray, you can get like corn dogs and chicken tenders as like side options,
Oh,
right? And it's like $8 for a tray. Like, you can go and get like 2 hot dogs, corn dogs, and like Cajun fries for $8 with a milkshake.
so it's like I want chicken tenders with my chicken tenders.
Yeah. Like my nephew,
Dude.
when I used to take my nephew and he only ate chicken tenders and fries, he'd get triple chicken tenders.
Are you fucking kidding me? You can get a
There's
cookout
like
tray for $5.25 to $7.69. That's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Cookout, fast food restaurant chain. Cookout menu. Let's just get busy.
Just look at the menu. Do you want to pull it up on screen, Joe?
No.
See, I knew
Alright.
Don was looking at it because I saw his face turn red from his computer.
Oh, why did it go to Etsy? Close.
Like, there's like 40 different milkshakes. Like, everything's like oversized.
What's the closest near me?
It's gonna be North Carolina.
No, there's one in Maryland.
Wow, I might go to Maryland. All right, we got one more in the SEC, and there's 2 honorable mentions that are independent schools. Bucky's.
That's Texas A&M, which is wrong on many levels because Bucky's is fucking legit.
Yeah, it was Texas A&M. It was
They
the
have-
only school we had left.
They have 3 different banana flavored milkshakes. They have banana berry, banana pineapple, banana pudding, blueberry, cappuccino, which could be good. I'm not a big coffee guy, but cappuccino milkshake could be good.
In the
feel like
summer
that'd
they
be
do. In the summer they do a watermelon milkshake, and in the winter they do an eggnog.
Chocolate cherry, cheesecake, caramel, double chocolate, strawberry, chocolate malt. That's always delicious. Chocolate
But-
chip mint.
But do they have a double chocolate chunk?
Cookie.
Another. We're at 4 banana milkshakes. Fresh banana, fresh eggnog. You nailed it. It says in parentheses December. Heath toffee, M&M, peach. Oh, I bet that one's
M&M's the go-to.
peach cobbler. I bet that one rips. Oreo
Mhm.
mint. What's the difference between Oreo mint and mint chocolate? I mean, I guess never mind. I'm stupid. Just read it. Orange push up. Interesting. Peanut butter fudge, peppermint, pineapple, cherry, Reese's cup, Snickers, vanilla, walnut. That's bold. Chocolate chip, banana nut, 5 banana milkshakes, banana fudge, 6 banana milkshakes, fresh watermelon, chocolate nut, fresh peanut butter, Hershey's chocolate, mocha. All again, not a big coffee guy, but I feel like those would rip. Caramel fudge, peanut butter, banana, 7 banana milkshakes. Oreo. Those are all of the flavors.
That has to be an out of context best clip of all time. He just puts his fucking
Oh, our first TikTok clip is just gonna be Joe naming off the cookout milkshakes.
I wasn't
Joe,
going to
alright.
start. I just looked, and then all of a sudden, the top 3 are all banana flavored. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, why
So
does
Joe, next year's fantasy football punishment: loser has to go to cookout and order and drink one of each banana milkshake before
God,
leaving.
I hate banana. I don't know about y'all, but I like bananas, but I do not like banana flavored stuff. It's so bad.
No, but it literally tastes like banana Laffy Taffy.
I just don't. The one I would definitely like, the cappuccino. I'm not a coffee guy, but I feel like that's good. The 2, the cappuccino and the mocha one, I feel like those are probably pretty good. You said the M&M one. I would believe that. The
I
peach cobbler
I
one.
get an M&M chocolate one every time. Like my order has not changed in 26 years, 27 years.
Well, I'm
2
glad
hot
that I
dog
get-
combo, 2
Oh,
hot dog combo, Carolina style, chicken wrap, honey mustard chicken wrap, Cajun fries, large cheer wine, and chocolate M&M milkshake.
Listen, I'm just saying. Hopefully that maybe that'll
When I fly home, I drive the opposite direction home when I land, just so I can get cookout first before I go home.
I like that.
That's also, it's the only place that would be open past like 11 p.m. So on Friday night after high school football games, everyone would go to the cookout parking lot because it was open until 4.
They sell plain hot dogs for $1.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
All
like
right, so we got 2 more here. I'm going to give you the school, and you got to give me the fast food restaurant.
Okay.
Because these are both independent schools. They're not SEC. Well, one's an
Okay.
independent. I think one's in conference now. Notre Dame,
Well, McDonald's never gotten mentioned. Who's the other team?
Connecticut.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say McDonald's is Notre Dame.
And then I'm gonna say Burger King is UConn.
UConn's Burger King. That's bold. UConn maybe like Checkers.
Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell.
So Notre Dame is Burger King.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I knew one of them was
Calls
very-
itself royalty, hasn't ruled anything in years, lives off the Crown logo and old commercials.
Well, you
That's
fuck,
a good one.
Fuck off, Birkin's fire.
Connecticut was Hardee's.
Huh.
I don't got that around. me,
Greasy,
so-
inconsistent, forgettable, and somehow still exists despite everyone knowing better.
Yeah. I've had Hardee's once in my life. It's probably the worst heartburn I think I've ever had.
I was gonna say I've had
Yeah,
Hardee's.
okay,
Maybe
Hardee's is
twice.
not Hardee's. Like that's where like, 'cause we don't have like a deli or a diner in my hometown, so all the old people would go eat at Hardee's at 6 a.m.
Also,
Taco Bell
Alright,
not
so-
getting named in the draft. Very unfortunate.
very not Tennessee.
Yeah, maybe that's
I
the
feel
thing.
like if we did a Big 12 one, it'd be Texas Tech, it'd be Taco Bell
Yeah, there you go.
because the tortillas.
There we go. Shout out to them.
All
right, so let's-
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Prize Picks with an all-time tweet. So, the Atlanta Hawks announced earlier today that they're doing Magic City Monday on March 16th for the Hawks Magic game.
No, they're
Him.
not. That's
Mhm.
amazing.
And then Prize Picks quote tweeted it and said, "Breaking: James Harden has forced a one-day contract with the Atlanta Hawks on March 16th because he just likes their system."
I just want to play with Jalen Johnson.
Uh,
All right, so let's move. Let's go ahead and switch over to baseball. The big story this week. We're not even going to go into spring training. Big story this week has been Tarek Skubal announcing he's only going to be pitching in one game this World Baseball Classic, and that game is set up to be Great Britain in the pool games. A lot of people are very upset about this. Obviously, one of the best pitchers in baseball, a top 3 pitcher currently, and he's not even pitching in an elimination game. How do you guys feel, not only just with the World Baseball Classic team so far that we have, but the fact that a Cy Young winner who's set to be the lead pitcher on this team is essentially taking up a roster spot for one game?
literally that. Just stay home then. If you're not going to pitch more than one game or willing to throw in and do all that, stay home. Don't need to be representing the country at all. It's a disrespect to the 3 letters that represent you and where you come from. And I just think it's a big slap in the face. Because, like, let's put it this way. We can make an argument if he pitched for any good team that's not the Detroit Tigers. We can all sit here and agree that the Detroit Tigers are not going to come to anywhere close to winning a World Series this year, next year, the year after that, or anything like that within the next 5 years. So the fact that he's on that team, like he's not pitching in New York with the Yankees and the Mets. He's not pitching in Boston. He's not pitching with the Dodgers. He's not pitching on any of these top tier teams. He's pitching with the goddamn Tigers. And we're talking about the fact that he's only going to pitch against Great Britain, which is arguably probably the worst game in the pool. Like they're probably the worst team in the pool. It's embarrassing.
That is a
It's a joke.
shame that he's only going to pitch like that game.
That's like saying
Like if
that's
if they had
saying-
said like he's pitching the semifinal or like the first elimination round, I could say, all right, cool.
That's like
Like,
saying
you know-
Christian Pulisic is only going to play the first game that they play in America for the World.
He's only going to play Curacao,
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's disgusting. I hate it.
especially because you got pitchers who weren't on the roster that you could have added in. You got like Max Fried. You have even you can go as far as saying like Gossman. You got, 'cause I don't think Logan Webb's on the team if I remember right?
I think he is.
I think he is.
But like you have at least 5 to 6 ace level pitchers on other teams that you could have pulled, that they could have pulled from, that, you know, or at least like they could, when they were making the roster to begin with back in at the end of last season, said, telling them, hey, I'm only going to pitch one game. Okay, cool. Then we'll go find someone that can pitch more than one game for us. Because it's someone, I saw someone that commented, you know, this is just a spring training game for him with worse competition. Like at least he could have stayed home and pitched against, you know, whatever team's like actual starting lineup rather than,
Yeah, but
you
they're
know, 6 plumbers
aren't
and
they
Harry
aren't
Ford.
they taking a break from spring training until all this is solved, anyways?
No, I think like they're still gonna do it, but it's gonna be like mostly like the prospects.
So just looking at their roster right now, So we have for pitchers. So there's besides him, Paul Skeens, Joe Ryan, Logan Webb, and I believe that's it. I think everybody else is going to be bullpen guys.
And
Maybe
Skeens is only going to pitch 2 games.
exactly. But
The-
I respect him for pitching 2 games.
Now, I look, I
Because
understand.
you can say, all right, he pitches, first game as you always put your opening day starter out and then pitches a playoff game, right? Or even he pitches the first elimination game, pitches in the finals if they make it.
But this is also great because if you look at who they have as coaches on the staff, right? For pitching, you have Andy fucking Pettit. Like these guys are learning from Andy Pettit, which I think is cool. Hitting, they're learning from fucking Sean Casey and fucking Matt Holliday. Their bench coach is Michael Young, and their manager Mark DeRosa. No one really likes him. He kind of sucks. But like you got David Ross in the bullpen, you got Brian McCann as an assistant manager, you got Freddie Gonzalez as an assistant manager. Like your outfield of Buxton, Crow Armstrong, Judge, and Roman Anthony, sick. Schwarber at DH. Your infield with Bryce, even though Dave Dombrowski hates his guts for whatever reason. Bryce Terang, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Bregman will leave off Goldschmidt and Clement because they stink. You got good catchers. You got good guys that come out of the bullpen. You got Brad Keller, Griffin Jacks, Clay Holmes, David Bentner, Mason Miller, Nolan McLean, a young pitcher that wants to represent the country. Like, they got a lot of things going for them. And the fact that a guy like Tariq Skubal from fucking Hayward, California, doesn't want to pitch more than that is just embarrassing.
Yeah, because I think if we let's say Skeens doesn't pitch, we make it to the final, Skeens doesn't pitch, and we lose that game to Japan, we lose to DR, whoever it loses to, everyone's going to say, damn, if Skubal would have pitched one more game, we could have won that. And it's just going to be looming over their heads pretty much. That's going to be a conversation for the next couple of weeks.
I do understand, like, it's not totally their fault, but also it's like this is just another example of like why baseball always seems to be like 2 steps back compared to the other major sports. Like we're 2 years removed from the basketball and the Summer Olympics being incredible, and then we're literally days removed from the Olympics with the hockey being incredible, and then baseball. What's the biggest story? Well, insurance companies aren't letting certain guys play enough.
Well, also, it goes to mention, just because I also hate this man, and I have a full conspiracy theory he's trying to ruin the game of baseball. Skubal's agent is Scott Boras. Skubal's nearing going free agency. You think he's going to risk his next moneymaker to a potential elbow injury in the World Baseball Classic? No. Is the only downside to that, because he knows if Skubal gets a freak injury in one of those games and has to miss out on the year, Boris loses out on $100 million for himself.
But that's like, what's his called? That's
Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Diaz was already signed to that contract.
Yeah, that is the thing. Diaz was just unfortunate, like a freak accident,
Yeah, and it just happened the first year of a big contract. It was already committed and everything. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this team's gonna do. It's a big bummer because that was such a big talking point for most of the end of last season. The offseason was we got Skubal and Skeens back to back, one an upgrade over Adam Wainwright and Merrill Kelly, and then now where it's like, oh, joke's on you guys, we might have to bring Lance Lynn back.
Ew.
So,
anything to make it interesting.
Moving on to our final baseball topic. This was something we did last year on the payoff pitch. I know Don didn't like some of the games and stuff we played. This was one of my favorites, one of Steve's favorites. So the minor league baseball, every year, almost every team does an alternate identity. Listen, it's better than the big back section.
Listen, that's why I thought we were going.
No. I told you we're only doing that if Steve's here.
I was going to shut my camera
off. So we got so there's been over 25 announcements already of minor league teams using alternate identities this year. Joe, I know you weren't on the show last year. We got some names like the Bathtub Donkeys, We got the mud turtles. We got the booty divers. And the gold diggers. Yeah, the booty divers was great. Their mascot, their motto was "I go down." So that was that did not get taken out of the store though. That got sold out in less than an hour. So that was
wonder why.
Yeah, that I tried to get one for Steve for a birthday present. It didn't come in time. So I got 4 for us here. Joe's be something we'll do like 2 to 3 maybe each week. We're gonna put them in a tier. We're gonna rank them from like S tier to D tier. We're gonna look at the end of the season, see if we all agree. So the first one we got here is the Round Rock Express. Will be going as the Train Robbers. Take a look at this logo here.
Let's Train Bandits.
Or Train Bandits, excuse me.
Some Red Dead Redemption type shit. I like I like the logo.
And I don't have a photo of the jerseys for all of them, but I found this photo and they modeled it because they do have a player with a handlebar mustache, which worked out perfectly.
That's nice.
I know he's not going to, but I would hope he wore the handkerchief while playing.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you kind of have to pull this off.
Yeah, I hope he's the one pitching that game.
I would give it a B.
You giving it a B? Joe, where are you at?
Yeah, I would probably have it in the B for now,
B tier?
depending on, to kick things off. Solid B.
B for Bandit.
There you go. All right, the next one here is we got a weird one from this team last year. So this the Akron Rubber Ducks this year are the Cream Sticks.
Oh my heavens. Oh my gosh. That logo is so sus. That logo right now is saying, yes, throw me that pitch.
Can we put it in Z for Zesty?
Yeah.
I'll add an extra category. We'll do Z for Zesty.
Well, that's where
Zaddy, throw me that pitch.
That's where that goes. Z
Throw me that
Zesty.
fastball.
All right. Theirs last year wasn't bad. They were the Mud Turtles.
What are they called? The what sticks?
The cream sticks.
The Cream
bro.
Sticks.
That logo's favorite TV show is Heated Rivalry.
Also, yes.
All right, so the next one we got here is from the Rome Emperors, the Brave Single A team. To celebrate 30 years of the Summer Olympics in Atlanta, they are changing their name to the Rome Legends. They're not doing much of a jersey change, but they added this as their mascot.
Huh. That's fancy.
So this will be their mascot for the full season. They're the Summer Legends for 2 weeks.
I like the font. And I like the gold trim. It'd probably be in the C though, because it's nothing crazy.
Joe and I are on the same page tonight, which is very rare.
Right.
Let's see.
This last one here. So Don, I know you remember this one last year. I think this team was the one that pissed you off. It was the Binghamton Bathtub Donkeys. So every year Binghamton finds a weird law from like the 1800s in their town and they make a jersey off it. So this one, the law was you cannot put an ice cream cone in your pocket. You would get a week in jail if you were caught with an ice cream cone in your pocket.
Okay.
So this is the Southern Tier Scoop Scoundrels.
That's good.
I had to add it because this is their jersey.
Okay, that's okay. That might be.
And
S
they
tier.
have I saw in their shop they're already selling bucket hats that are like the same cone pattern, but it has pink with sprinkles on top. On the top.
That,
of it.
Don, that might be S tier. That's really good.
I hate it. But Joe, this is your show.
No, you're with. Listen, we're all in this together. I think Listen, here's the thing.
I hate the name more than I hate anything.
You're not a scoop scoundrel?
I'm not a scoop scoundrel. Now, see, but the thing is, Joe, I would like to see this on a person, not that.
That's true. Yeah, I wonder, like, if on body it looks different.
So when they wear it, I'm gonna make sure I get a photo of it.
I'm gonna say B for now, just because I can't like it's a cool design. I like it. It looks cool, but I need to see it on somebody.
Yeah,
like
on somebody that it could.
Like if Danny could model it for us, I think I would have a better representation of it.
Yes, Danny. Can you Vanna White yourself, please?
I did find a photo of what the actual, like, not just the image, but what the actual jersey looks like in the shop. So let me pull that up.
So
Would you agree on A tier since you said, as Don said, B?
I would, yeah. A tier is good. My thing is this: like, here's how I judge stuff. Even if it's creative, as long as it's not like horrifically ugly, I like different. So if it's just kind of plain Jane, meh, I'm not gonna
Oh,
lose my mind. But if it's
Joe.
creative like this, I'm all in.
Joe, these are the bucket hats, dude.
Those look fun.
So here's a photo of what the jerseys look like in store.
Those don't look too terrible. Those don't look too like. Or those
I
don't
think their hats are better. The bucket hats are better.
Shout out to the scoundrels, man.
So we rocking with the A tier for now.
Yeah, I'm a scoop scoundrel.
All right,
like
so that's
that.
all we have. See, I told you it was going to be a couple. We'll do more next week. If Steve's on next week, we'll do.
Now you got me looking at these goddamn logos.
Next week, if Steve's on with us, we'll do the big back snack attack because I got a couple teams for that. With some.
Are we gonna find a purple? Are we gonna
just
find anything?
disgusting level.
Are we gonna find anything to top that purple hot dog?
All I'll say is brisket donut.
Oh God! So the hockey
Oh,
team,
my
the
God.
minor league hockey team in my area, kind of does the same thing where they do like a weekend of rebrand. They were one year the Quad City Ice Skaters, like
The
ice
baseball team does it too.
skaters.
They did one last year.
This year last year they did. There was a semi-pro team here in the I guess technically. Let me see. I'm trying to think if it was what the league was. They were in the Continental, the CBA, the Continental Basketball Association. The Quad City Thunder was the team name. And the hockey
this
team,
hat is. This is an alternate identity hat.
The hockey team did a Quad City Thunder thing. This year they did the Quad City like firecrackers or some shit. So
You know what, Danny? I'm very disappointed in you.
Why?
Out of all these ones, you showed me none of what the fucking the Woo Sox are doing.
Because I hadn't seen theirs yet. Like I saw they had one, I hadn't looked at it yet.
They have 3 currently.
Mm-hmm.
I
got excited. I saw one that said the Woos, and I thought Brooklyn was the Cyclones were doing a Pop Smoke.
So they got the Art of the Woo. Then they got the Kelly Squares, which is a famous square in fucking Providence. Or no, sorry, Worcester. Then, Joe, this one might be your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
The Pawtucket Hot Wieners.
Oh my goodness gracious! It's a dog.
The Pawtucket Hot Wieners.
Someone go
I will be in attendance that night when they do that.
For Hot Wiener Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe, that's what this one is Wisconsin Timber Rattlers were the Wisconsin frozen pizzas.
Okay.
Because apparently, like, the best food in the state last year got voted frozen pizza at a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
According to Cal, fast food or gas station pizza in the Midwest slaps. So I guess you're probably the best one to confirm that for us.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And the other one, the one that has a little dog on it, that was Winston-Salem's. They were the Hooch Pooches.
I remember you mentioning the Hooch Pooches.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so let's go on. We got some NBA stuff here. Playoff preview time. We are getting closer and closer now that we're past the All-Star break to the NBA playoffs. Couple spots are pretty much secured. Couple spots are up for grabs. Joe, we can start with you and your Magic. And where you kind of see. We can start in general with the East. Talk about what you see from your team, what you see from the rest of the East, who you're excited for, who you're just disappointed in.
Why do you want me to talk about the Magic, bro? God, I just threw up in my mouth. What a disaster!
Well, I could have you talk about the Bulls. Would you rather that?
I'm not a Bulls fan, so I'll
You're
piss on
close
the
to
Bulls.
Illinois, so
I'm in Illinois.
close enough.
So okay. The Magic, I don't want to talk about the Magic. They're boring. They annoy me. Good win the other night, bad loss tonight.
Can I
Not lost,
can
but
I make
notable.
one comment about the Orlando Magic?
Sure.
They would be a lot better if Franz Wagner hasn't been banged up all year.
Yeah, they can't keep their best 5 guys healthy.
I am also surprised Jamal Mosley has not been fired yet.
He's going to be. It also would have been nice if Paulo Banchero didn't regress like crazy. He went from like the 12th best player in the league to like the 47th best player in the league. Not good.
I have a Paulo Banchero take, but I'll save it.
I'm excited about Detroit. Boston is really piquing my interest though, because I really am excited to see what they look like when Jason Tatum gets back in the lineup. Like, just I'm intrigued to see what he does. New York, I don't know. Every time I want to believe in the Knicks, they do something like they did the other night when they played Cleveland without Harden and got their dicks blown off. And then Cleveland just went out and traded for the worst playoff performer of any super duper star of our lifetime. So I don't know. I get it, but also it's like, we all know what's going to happen when it's Game 6 in the second round and he shoots 1 for 9. So the East, it's intriguing. The top 4 is intriguing. Maybe Philadelphia could get a small burst to insert themselves into the interesting pool, but I am excited to see like Detroit and Boston kind of trade paint potentially, or Boston and New York again. So some interesting stuff in the Eastern Conference. What about you?
Don?
What do you think? What are your thoughts about your boys?
The boys are in a rebuild year. We're still better than half of the league. I just think it's comical. Nobody expected us to be this good. Jason Tatum was out. The sky was falling. We were tanking for AJ Devancer at the beginning of the year. So the fact that we're here at 38-20, amazing. I love it. I'm going to tell you right now. I think if Philadelphia can move up to the 5 or even get up into the 4, if they can get the 4 and they can get Detroit in the second round, I do think that there's a realistic chance that Joel Embiid and this team might make the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
I definitely like their guards, and the problem is Embiid's a roller coaster. However, he's consistent enough when he's out there. I don't think you're going to have him just be a log, if that makes sense.
In 32 games this year, he's averaging 26-7, shooting 49.8% from the field. It's pretty good. VJ Edgecombe, nasty. Tyrese Maxey also has taken the leap, averaging 29, 4, and 6, rounded up to close to 7. I just think that they match up good against the Pistons. Jalen Duran and Isaiah Stewart. I mean, Isaiah Stewart might try to legit injure Joel Embiid for the bad boy mentality, but I mean, I don't know, man. I just think this Eastern Conference, unfortunately, as much as I want my team to win, seeing the trend that has happened over the last 5 years makes me believe, and that's why I took them to win the East back at the beginning of the year, 12-1. It's the New York Knicks, I think, to lose. Brunson they need New York to be in the finals. Not because of ratings or anything like that, but they need Jalen Brunson to be in the NBA finals. To solidify him as this quote-unquote top 10 player in the league that they're trying to do, he needs to make the NBA finals. And I think this is the best year for him to do so. Because Boston is down because Tatum's been out the whole year. Cleveland, like you said, traded for the worst playoff performer of all time. Philly, it depends on the Embiid. Toronto, don't even get me started about them. And then you go down to the Heat, the Hawks. Charlotte's been great, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I just don't see them having that much success. And then I'm going to be upfront and honest about the Orlando Magic. This is what stinks about these teams tanking for these guys, right? So, if my track record on drafting number 1 picks If I don't have like a generational superstar, which Paolo Banchero is not and wasn't really coming out of Duke, correct?
I wouldn't say coming out he was. I thought he was clearly the right pick. And I did think coming into this year he was a borderline top 10 player. But
Like
he
had
has
the blueprint to get there.
Correct. But coming out, you didn't think so, though, right?
I was curious on how high of a ceiling he could have.
Because coming out in the last 5 drafts for number 1 picks, the number 1 overall pick, the only one that there's two. There's 2 number 1 picks that I thought were legitimately like superstars in this league. That's Cooper Flag last year, and that was 3. Sorry, I forgot Cade. But it's Cooper Flag, it's Cade, and it's Anthony Edwards. Everybody else, like, I don't hate the Hawks for missing on Zachary Richardson, because what's going to happen is he's not going to get that supermax that all these first round picks are getting. That's up in like the $200 and the $300 million. Because between you and I, Paolo Banchero is not worth that money. And
Definitely
the fact that he got that extension is going to be a detriment to the Orlando Magic. So as much as like when you're looking at these like top picks, right, and all of these guys that are getting ready to sign deals and stuff like that, I would rather not pay these guys, because I just don't think that they're franchise builders. Like, you've had franchise builders coming out of within the last God. I mean, because like, again, if you remember back in the day, Detroit was considering taking Jalen Green, the number 1 overall pick. That would have been a fucking terrible move by them. So getting these guys that are going top 5, like Scoot Henderson and stuff like that just hasn't worked out, and then projected to get anywhere between 150 to fucking $300 million, depending on what they've done in the league so far, it's just fucking crazy to me. Because this is what happens. These fucking mid-market teams get these guys, and it's kind of low-key the same problem that they had when they had Dwight back in the day. They've paid this top guy so much money. They don't have enough around. And I know they traded for Desmond Bane, but he's going to get expensive. Franz Wagner's going to get expensive. Banchero is already expensive, and he's not worth that talent. It's like what Toronto's doing.
And you'd have to figure out how to pay Anthony Black.
Exactly. And it's kind of what Toronto's dealing with right now with Scotty Barnes. You signed him to his max contract thinking he was going to be able to take this next step, but he's just a second option guy. He's not a number 1 on this team. And I think this is where everybody's having the problems of organizing. Because, like, realistically, if you look at the Eastern Conference, the Pistons have a number 1 guy. The Celtics have a number 1 guy. The Celtics might have 2 number 1 guys, depending on how you feel about Jaylen Brown. The Knicks have a number 1 guy. The Cavs, I would say, have a number 1 guy. Philly has a number 1 guy. That's 5 teams. Other than that, who else in the East has a number 1 guy besides the Bucks, who stink this year?
And are going to lose their number 1 guy.
More than likely, yeah. No, I agree. I think there's a limit. Like, the Raptors, I don't mind. Like, the Raptors are a fun story because they've overshot they're punching a bit above their weight class. But hey, this has been kind of an undercover win of a year for Masai Ujiri after he had a couple stinky ones. I know the Magic gets unfortunate. The thing that annoys me is the Magic should be where Detroit is right now. The Magic should be the team that has the best record in the East.
The Magic should be where either Detroit, Boston, or the Knicks are. They should have been a top 3 team. And realistically, you know when this all started? This all started when they lost to the Knicks in the NBA Cup. Because I had the Magic doing the NBA Cup. I was very much sold on them, and they were going to fucking do great things and work their way up in the East, and then they lost to the Knicks, and they've kind of faltered since then.
Well, yeah, I would say even before that, because if you watch their cup games, like they played the teams who didn't have a care, like they were playing like their bracket was easy. They had the Nets, and they got games where they were projected to win by 20, 25 points against the Nets. They were winning by 1. They lost in overtime. Like, I just like Joe. I talked to you about, I know I joke like, every time I talk about Paolo in a negative way, he turns it around the next quarter. But at the end of the day, like, it feels like this team doesn't have a game plan. It's just let's see what they're doing and see if we can keep close enough that we can adjust at halftime and blow them out.
Yeah, it's been a disaster, and Mosley's going to get fired, and they have no offensive identity, and their defense has fallen off, which was what was their calling card, and Suggs and Franz can't stay healthy. It's just been it's a disaster.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like what the Knicks look like under Thibodeau. Like it truly does.
Yeah.
It looks like whoever's bringing the ball up is just going to ISO, and then everyone else is going to stand on the corner and set screens.
Yeah.
And then occasionally it works because someone gets hot, but then when no one gets like red hot, you're just kind of playing rec ball.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be the one to come save the day, but it's a nightmare.
I am just kind of looking at coaches that are out there. I'm trying to think of who it could.
You think they take a risk on someone like Budenholzer?
No. For Joe's sake, no. If I'm taking a risk on any former coach in this league, I am calling one man and one man only. Joe, listen to me because I promise you would get the most out of your guys, and he would make Paolo look like a stud.
Who?
Mike Malone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd go get Mike Malone. Michael Malone.
If you can get Mike Malone, all in. Other than that, I mean, just thinking about who's out there, like
shit, go get Tibbs for all I care. I just want this team to have an identity.
Taylor
with
Jenkins,
your injuries and
Memphis? Would you take Taylor Jenkins to former Memphis?
With your injuries and Tibbs, you're gonna be playing fucking Jace Richardson 40 minutes by the 10th game of the season. You're gonna have a Jace Richardson, Colin Castleton pick and roll for your whole season.
Let's go. Would I take Taylor Jenkins? That'd be another good one. I thought he got a little bit of the short end in Memphis.
I thought he would have been good for the Knicks before they even started talking to Mike Brown. I thought he would have been a good fit.
But do you think so? I know that, do you want an experienced guy, or would you take a shot at an assistant coach?
I just don't know who some of the hotbed assistants are out there right now.
There's only one hot assistant coach you need, and that's Chris Quinn from Miami.
Yeah.
That's all you need. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, they definitely have some options, and I definitely think it's coming.
Can we pull a Dave Fizdale out of retirement?
Take that for data. Can I throw you a question in the Western Conference your guys' way before we talk some college hoops and then get out of here?
Yep.
Danny, you're gonna say no because they're your guys' arch nemesis now. So I guess this is just me and Don talking. Don, at what point are you gonna really believe that the San Antonio Spurs can win the title? Or are we already there?
The beginning of the year when I took them to win at 50-1.
Okay, never mind. So you've been on it.
Correct. From the jump.
Yeah, I bet on that 2 weeks ago.
Because I'm
So can I tell you my three? I did 3 bets, the future bets at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Can I tell you what they were first?
Of course.
The Knicks to win the East at 12-1. Spurs to win the West at 50-1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Spurs to win the title at 50-1. And then Cade Cunningham MVP 40-1.
I think that Cade Cunningham pick might pan out.
So that's currently where I am in my futures for the NBA.
Not bad.
Just so we're clear.
Danny, the last time we kind of talked about this was back around the time the NBA Cup happened. Or no, it was around Christmas. And the NBA Cup happened, and then Christmas Day happened when San Antonio really thumped them. And now the Thunder is a different type of conversation. The Spurs, though, are playing. They're the best. They've been the best team in the league for about a month right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at? Are they way more of a threat now to you than they were a couple months ago?
I mean, I knew they were a threat to us coming in. I mean, we haven't had a healthy roster the entire season.
Right.
This is one of those years where when they're playing the Pistons the other day and they went after the first quarter, it's just okay, I guess. like obviously we're gonna have everyone healthy in the playoffs. We're still gonna do good. I'm not saying we're gonna get cooked in the playoffs in the first round by an 8 seed or even a 7 seed if we drop out of the first spot. But no, I mean, what more can you really ask for when you're playing this Spurs team? I mean, they're like I told you before when we were watching the playoff game and I was sitting there sick with the flu and I thought I was hallucinating watching this. I mean, Wemby could go in for 10 minutes and turn the entire game on its face, and there's no way of coming back from it.
Can I be honest with you?
Go for it.
If I'm the Oklahoma City Thunder or even the San Antonio Spurs, do you know the one team that I would not want to play in the second round?
Minnesota.
The Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't want to play them.
No.
It would be the Nuggets if they had Mike Malone. Adelman is a fucking joke. He sucks at coaching. Houston has the KD files. They're not a real locker room. It's okay. We get it. The Lakers are a shell of themselves. JJ Redick can't control the locker room. And then anybody in the play-in, I don't even want to hear you talk about them being good, including my Los Angeles Clippers. So
tip of the cap to the Suns on having a much better year than I ever could have imagined. But I mean,
I think so. The thing with the Timberwolves, and I think Joe, I brought this up to you because I know you're in love with Anthony Edwards more than you are with Caleb Williams.
Everybody's in love with Anthony Edwards.
So my thing with the Timberwolves is this: since Io has come in, Naz Reid I think he's turned it around a bit, but those first couple games he did not look really comfortable playing with Io. His numbers went down because he was losing a lot of touches, which is understandable. But my biggest worry with this team is you have two guys who, when your team's losing and your team's struggling, who just say, fuck it, I'm taking every shot, and it either makes or breaks them. Because I mean, I'm looking back, when the Timberwolves played Atlanta. Remember Anthony? They were down like 18-6 halfway through the first quarter, and then Anthony Edwards took 14 shots in the first quarter, and he was like 4 for 14 because no one else was making shots, and then he wasn't making shots, and it made it worse. I've seen enough of Julius Randle in my life to know that if he starts missing shots and they give him the ball, he's just gonna rush into a defender and try to take shots. Which I mean, I think he's fit his role a lot better this year. I just think the Timberwolves would worry me if I'm the Spurs, but I don't think Rudy Gobert can handle Wemby sitting around the perimeter for 40 minutes again. Because we see what happens every time that he has to go against Jokic, and Jokic doesn't even go to the paint. He just sits in the mid-range and the perimeter.
So if I'm the Spurs, yes, I agree. I take full advantage of that. They have a young rookie in Behringer who can easily come off the bench and play great defensive minutes for him and cover out that way. So that's why I'm not really worried about that. The Thunder, though, and I get it, the injuries have been piling up. They tried. Everybody was comparing them being the next dynasty, yada, yada, yada. Injuries happen. We get it. But just coming into this year, man, with a when I took that bet at 50-1, my one thing was if Wemby's fully healthy, I just don't see any team stopping him. And that's exactly what we've been seeing. And they've built a great supporting cast. Stephon Castle's nasty. De'Aaron Fox is playing up to the level that we knew he could play at once he got out of Sacramento. Mm-hmm. You have guys like Devin Vassell, Shampetti, Keldon Johnson, Luke Cornett giving him good minutes. Dylan Harper's giving him good minutes. Harrison Barnes is still giving them a good minute. Like, they have guys that are giving them minutes and they're being consistent. If one guy is struggling, the other 2 or 3 of that little young core is stepping up. So they're getting the consistency like the Thunder were getting last year.
Well, with the Thunder, I think there was a lot more of an expectation that Gaston Wallace was going to take the jump that AJ Mitchell took. And
no kidding.
I think that was the big thing there. I think Dort. I don't want to say he's he's definitely regressing a bit, but I wouldn't say
Dort's out.
Yeah. Caruso hasn't been playing the best. Hartenstein cannot stay on the court. If Chet wasn't playing out of his mind this year, this is a completely different team we're looking at. But
Chet's been incredible. Chet's been their second best player.
we're getting to the point where it's like, here's our 3-star players and here's the role players that we don't need, but it's helpful when they go off. And then now that no one's playing, it's like, okay, now we have to require them to go off, which, I mean, Isaiah Joe's been great. Jalen Williams has been good in a pinch, but I really don't like our backup center being 6'8" in a conference where we're going to have to go through Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, Nikola Jokic, and Victor, one of those four.
Mm.
Would it be different if Sorber did not tear his ACL at the beginning of the year? Yes. I don't think Jalen Williams would be getting that much. I feel like we're getting to that weird point where it's like, do we unload the draft picks to get better, to stay on pace with San Antonio, or do we hope these guys make the next step? Because we're good. I know we're good contract wise because Jalen Williams missing so many games he can't make an All NBA team means we don't have to pay him a supermax, and that's a blessing in disguise.
It is.
And
Can I be upfront honest with you? Do you know what your starting 5 should be like in the playoffs? When fully healthy, Chet at the 5, J-Dub at the 4. You get one of Isaiah Joe or Lou Dort, depending on how we feel about them. And then your backcourt should legitimately be Shea and Jerry McCain.
McCain's been great.
100%.
McCain's been great.
Dagnall just loves him off the bench. I think that's the big thing.
The easiest fucking. That was the easiest trade that they could do because with them with Philly getting Edgecombe, McCain's minutes were already declined and he wasn't doing anything. The second that Oklahoma City was like, "Oh, I get draft picks for you. You want some?"
Yeah.
For this guy.
And people are bagging Daryl for making that trade, but like, here's the thing. It would have been tough to try to think of a world where you're playing McCain, Edgecombe, and Maxey all together. Unless you can get away with playing 3, like you could get away with playing like Shea, McCain, and Case and Wallace probably together because Wallace is a grade A defender, and then behind them you have fucking J-Dub and Chet. So like, it's a bit different.
I think the big thing this offseason is going to be, can we go get like a veteran, like defensive-minded wing that can score when needed, and we don't have to hope he can hit one of his 7 3-pointers like Dort does. But to the Daryl Morey point, just remember Daryl Morey also cut Isaiah Joe just so he could sign Dwayne Dedman.
Yep.
The fascinating thing when we get so once we get into the playoffs, it's going to be interesting to see like who. So last year we saw the Thunder. We eventually saw like, okay, these are the guys who cannot hang in a postseason series when it gets tough. Like in the finals, the Thunder, who were the deepest team we've ever seen, they basically got relegated to 6.5 or 7 guys by the time we got to game 5 or screw that. By the time we got to game 4 of the finals, it was like, okay, he's got maybe 2 guys we trust off the bench that you can play legitimate minutes. And that's what the playoffs does to you. So I am going to be curious and I'm not trying to bag on the Thunder here, Danny. This is going to make sense in a second. For the Spurs, I am very curious to see, does Julian Champagnie, who's been amazing since being a starter, does all of a sudden in the playoffs he shoot 0 for 19 and from 3? So, so I'm very intrigued to see how the playoffs dent their rotation, because just guy for guy, if we get the Spurs, I trust their depth more than any team in the entire league. Like, they legit have 9, 10, 11 guys that I trust that I think are better than even the Thunder in all of their depth. I just think their guys are better. But the in the playoffs, you get limited because the moment for some guys just isn't big enough. So we'll see. But I do think.
Well, I would even say, like, you can also add in the fact of, like, you get some of these guys that are great role players off the bench, but they're right behind the stars. And, if you're in a game 7 and a game's tight, if you're, a backup center on the Spurs, you're not getting any minutes because they're going to put Wemby out there as much as humanly possible.
Exactly.
One more thing before we move on to college hoops here. I'm interested, you guys. How do you guys feel about the Pacers news that came out this week about how they said Nesmith could not even grab a basketball because his hand was hurting so bad. And Adam Silver and the NBA's response was, you could have medicated him to it, and they fined him $500,000 for not playing Aaron Nesmith in a game that he was unable to grip a basketball. And Rick Carlisle said, "Well, 30 games under 500." To a team that pushed their star player to play while hurt, and he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, that's dumb. I really hope the Pacers win the draft lottery because they were the team who tanked by accident.
Mhm.
So I hope they get rewarded.
Yeah, because it was just kind of like after like 10 games, it was like, yeah, we can't do this.
But what do you reward them with?
Everyone got hurt, dude. Like,
you reward them with a Cameron Boozer?
I think
or Darren Peterson.
I think Debanza or Boozer on the Pacers would be disgusting.
Because I think a backcourt trio of Halliburton, Nembhard, and fucking Darren Peterson would slap.
I don't know. A part of me thinks Peterson. I really like Peterson a lot, but a part of me thinks he's bound to be like the best Brooklyn net of all time.
See.
So I'm looking at mock drafts now. USA Today is the Kings getting the first pick and them getting Debanza. Wizards getting Peterson. Nets getting Boozer, and Pacers getting Caleb Wilson.
The Wizards are not going to draft Darren Peterson. They don't need backcourt depth. They need fucking frontcourt depth.
Interesting one here I'm seeing on this. Darius Acuff to the Hawks.
I'm telling you right now, if for some reason the gods want to bless the Los Angeles Clippers and the Pacers don't get a top 4 pick and the Clippers get their pick, if they do not take Darius Acuff, I will drive to Los Angeles and I will fight Lawrence Gunn.
Big Acuff guy?
Big Acuff guy.
He's so
he would fit.
I would
really
take
well
Acuff
there.
over Mikal Brown. I would take Acuff over literally any point guard coming out.
I like him. Man, I think I agree with you. He's because all of the worries I have with him are kind of the same for some of the other guys. I have Brown even behind like Kingston and Keaton, so I have like Acuff. I have like Acuff, then like Keaton and Kingston. They kind of flip between me. They kind of flip for me on a day, and then I have Brown after them. I don't know. Mikal Brown doesn't do it for me for some reason.
I'm telling you,
he's awesome, but like
the Kings won't win, and they'll get a top 6 pick, and they'll draft Kingston Flemings, and he'll be dog shit.
Oh God, that'd be unfortunate. That would be unfortunate. I love that. Listen, like Acuff, I'm worried that he doesn't play make a lot, and his defense is very bleh. However, he's a very high level athlete, and he's got a lot of shit to him. And I don't know, man. I just love that in guards.
But the thing is, for the Clippers, you have him and Darius Garland in your backcourt with Benedict Mathurin and then Kawhi. Like, that's a pretty solid 4 to rock in the West. I mean, you're not going to be like a top 4 team, but you can start building and you can get that.
And being in LA, I'm sure you could probably get a solid center from somewhere because everyone wants to play in LA.
What if Dallas got Boozer?
I'm telling you, if Dallas gets the number 1 pick, they'll take Aaron Peterson.
Probably. So
they love injury-prone players.
Yeah. Are we? So I guess we're segueing into college real quick.
Yeah, that's a great one there.
Yeah.
To segue.
Let me segue. Keaton Wagler will be a Chicago Bull.
They got him going either the Bulls or the Grizzlies.
A part of me, there's a small part of me that thinks he might stay another year.
For your sake, I hope so.
I would,
and for his sake, because I do think he could be a top 5 pick next year.
I feel like he could. I think he could use it to kind of get a bit stronger. And yeah, but he does everything. Like, it's crazy how good he is.
But I'm looking at just an example. I'm looking at the guys coming out next year. He could be leaps and bounds better than all these guys.
He'd probably be the preseason player of the year in college basketball if he stayed. Because, like, who would be over him?
I'm trying to think of like a junior or senior that would stay.
Fears would be up there.
Fuck him, he sucks. They would try to make an argument for the kid that might go to Kansas next year, Tyler Stokes.
But I was gonna say, you saw him live. I know it was earlier in the season and it was a game they lost, but so you're for sure Peterson over to Bansa, Don? Because I was too, but I don't know. The last couple weeks I've kind of flipped.
So
AJ's really growing on me again.
I love AJ DeBanza. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be an AJ DeBanza guy until for a while. I just think that Darren Peterson, there's going to be some team that's going to draft number 1, and they're going to say his jump shot looks like Kobe's, and they're just going to melt the mouth. I think that's what's going to happen. I think DeBanza could have a better career if he ends up in a better spot. But I just there's something about Darren Peterson's game where the way he pulls up for that jumper, it just looks like the guy number 24 in the black and gold. That's going to drive people wild.
That's fair. Danny, what about you?
For DeBanza or Peterson?
DeBanza, Peterson, Boozer.
I think this year is honestly the first year I could say it depends who gets it and what the positional need is.
Agreed.
Because there's 3 guys there that you could argue, because it's always been the first pick in the draft is always who's the best player available, right? And I think this year you could argue any of those 3, and I think it just depends on who gets it and what they need.
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
If Cooper Flagg doesn't go into college early and he's in this class like he's supposed to,
I saw that.
do you think he's the number 1 overall pick?
Yes.
I don't know if he has the same career at Duke with a guy like Cameron Boozer in the front court.
Oh, if Boozer's on the team, if him and Boozer are on this team together,
yes,
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Let me ask you this: how much higher does Knipple go next year if Cooper Flagg's not?
Yeah,
with him?
is Knipple the number 1 pick in the draft last year?
Is he top 3?
I think the number 1 pick would have ended up being for Dallas at that point. It would have been Ace Bailey, and that would have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also too, I don't think Dallas would get the number 1 pick if Cooper Flagg's not in there.
Mm-hmm.
They would tank so they'd get the number 1 pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
They would have traded Luka this year.
Yeah.
So all right. So college hoops. So I have the rankatology here from Torvik to get us kicked off. I'm gonna give you buy-in or selling here, you guys. This is the first 4 teams out, according to Bart Torvik, as of right now. We got Santa Clara, San Diego State, New Mexico, Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I'm buying those because for San Diego State and New Mexico, the Mountain West in years past have gotten a couple teams. With the way that the Big East is down, you got the A-10's kind of down. You would think that they would get a little bit more, but I just think that the committee is going to overflow the Turner bracket, SEC teams, Big Ten teams. So I do think that there's a chance that San Diego State could. But here's the thing now: if San Diego State and New Mexico win the Mountain West tournament, does Utah State get in based off their rank? I think so. So I think that takes one team off the bubble. But I will say this: Virginia Tech shouldn't even be in this conversation. They're fucking dog shit.
He's got them and VCU, same percentage of getting a bid.
I would take VCU over this team. This team is dog shit. This team had to go to double overtime against fucking Providence, or 3 overtimes against Providence, whatever it was. They lost the same areas. They even lost to VCU earlier in the year. They don't have the resume wins, so I just don't trust Virginia Tech. And who's the other team you said? TCU?
No, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, that's just because the WCC never gets credit. St. Mary's and Gonzaga are going to get in. Santa Clara needs to legitimately win, which if I'm Santa Clara, I'm low-key rooting for Gonzaga to lose to St. Mary's so St. Mary's can get the 1. And then that way your second game is against Gonzaga in the semifinals because I think they match up with Gonzaga better than St. Mary's. I think if they play St. Mary's is just going to roll.
What about, so we got the last 4 in here projected as TCU, Ohio State, Auburn, and California. You putting any of these teams that aren't in over any of those 4?
No, because let's just put a spade. TCU lost to fucking New Orleans at the beginning of the season. Yes, they beat Florida, but TCU lost to New Orleans. They shouldn't.
TCU has by far they have the most dumbfounding resume in college basketball.
Correct.
Because they have they have wins over Florida. They have wins over Wisconsin. They won at Oklahoma State. They won at Baylor. But they also lost to New Orleans. They lost at Utah. Like, their resume is dumbfounding. It's worthy, I think, if they don't collapse in the final couple weeks here to get like. So they end at Kansas. They have to handle their business, obviously, but and they also beat Iowa State at home. They had a really rough January, but they have bounced back. Their only bad loss in February is at Colorado, where they got thumped. Outside of that, their February has been really good, but they got 3 games left at Kansas State, at Texas Tech, and at home against Cincinnati. They have to go 2-1. Which would put them at 20-11, and then I think 20-11 would give them at worst a last 4 in, and send them to Dayton.
I think they could also be like a team where if they just have a good tournament run, they'll put them in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's the team that
like
everyone's like, oh, they did, they go hot in the Big 12, and everyone's like, oh, they beat these Big 12 teams, and then they get torched in the first round.
Cal shouldn't get in because they haven't beaten anybody. Even though they beat SMU last night, I don't think it's a big one for them. But they haven't really beaten anybody, but they haven't really had a bad loss, if that makes any sense. I just don't think they deserve to be in it. Auburn got their shit kicked in by any team with a fucking pulse this year. They have losses to Mississippi State and God, who else is bad? Oklahoma. They have losses to those 2 teams. I just don't see a world where a 15-13 Auburn team currently right now should be in this NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Auburn, no chance. I think I would put some of those mid majors in over them. The other one it's not dumbfounding, but it is a very weird team to corral is Ohio State. Would you say Ohio State is maybe the most like under the radar disappointment of the season? Like they've had a year where they have gotten a couple like high caliber moments, and they have a all conference player in Bruce Thornton, but Mobley has missed a few games. He's missed a couple games that were key. Devin Royal has taken a massive step backwards.
Yeah.
And obviously they clearly hired the wrong coach in Diebler, but they gave the substitute teacher the job, which is something you never should do. But I definitely thought Ohio State would be better than what they are. And I don't know, man, their case on Selection Sunday is going to be pretty difficult. They are a team that needs to hope they can go on a magical, can you get to Saturday of the Big Ten tournament?
Correct.
And give yourself a shot. That's their chance. They can do it because they could do it because they got a guy like Thornton who can beat you by himself. The problem is the fucking top of the Big Ten is a bitch to play against.
Literally,
they just don't match up with any of those teams.
They have one win against the top 18. It's Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't trust them. I'm also looking at Lenardi, who I love for a reference for bracketology, and he has Ohio State as his first team out. His first 4 out are Ohio State, USC, Cal, and San Diego State. His last 4 in are Missouri, Santa Clara, TCU, and New Mexico. Because also, you got to think, if these Mountain West teams get into the last 4 in, they're competing on like the Tuesday night or the Wednesday night to play on either Thursday or Friday. Like, I would much rather see your Mountain West team than a fucking dog shit Ohio State team.
Yes, agreed.
Because
I would rather see San Diego State than a team like Virginia Tech.
But let's put it this way:
Auburn.
if Ohio State's in it, I would want them to play a team like New Mexico or San Diego State or Santa Clara, just so we can show that how the bottom tier of the Big Ten isn't as good as people are advertising.
No, I definitely think the Big Ten is incredible. It's not deep, but it's top heavy. I think it's 5. I think it's 6. I think it's 5.5. I think it's 5 good to great teams depending on the night, and then 2 other teams that are like good, or like All
right,
and then UCLA, who's a fucking roller coaster.
So out of the Big Ten teams, how many of these Big Ten teams do you think make the Elite Eight?
Do I think make the Elite Eight?
Yes.
I hate doing this before there's a bracket because because matchups to me matter so much when actually picking the teams.
Looking right now.
But no, I get what you're saying. Because
I have 2.
I think. Damn. Okay, so I definitely think Michigan and Illinois can. I don't think Purdue can. I don't think they have the cats to do it. They would need a fucking incredible draw to get to the second weekend, or to get to the Elite Eight, I should say. Nebraska's not deep enough.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the only 2 that have a realistic chance of making it to the Big Ten play tomorrow night.
I don't disagree. Michigan State, I wouldn't be shocked. Nebraska, I don't think is deep enough. Nebraska could make the second weekend, but if they're a 3, if they knocked off a 1 or a 2 seed to get to the Elite Eight, I'd be like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming.
I feel like Nebraska's on that verge of, you always see the teams that, they get an easy way through the 64-32.
Yeah.
And you kind of just see, are they legit, or was it just
legitimately what I'm seeing right now on Joe Lenardi's bracketology? There are 3 in the South. They would play Navy, who they match up very, very well against because their only good player is Asa Bignani, who's this small, tiny guard that can shoot. Then their next matchup would be the winner of, checks notes, St. Louis and Miami of Ohio.
Oh, my God. Wow, that would be
so they would just walk their way into the round of 16, get a legit team.
And then, you know who the legit team they would play in the round of 16?
Who?
Houston.
Oh, yeah, they'd get flatlined by Houston. Although Houston annoys me. This Houston team is annoying the hell out of me.
Well, let's put it this way. As someone who took them at the beginning of the year to win the national title, I am not happy. I even cashed out my bet for the first time ever on a future. I'd never do that.
They've had a
I still have them to reach the Final Four sitting. I'm mad I took Texas Tech to reach the Final Four on a long shot, and then the next game Toppin got hurt.
Oh, God.
So you're the reason that I don't have JT Toppin in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Nice.
Broke my heart. That broke my heart, man. I loved watching that kid play.
I would
casual
question. Any players you hate you want me to bet on real quick, Don?
Cam Boozer.
All right, I'll put some money on Duke.
What do you guys think the committee should do with Miami, Ohio?
If they go undefeated and they win the MAC tournament, they should be an 8 or a 9, like Wichita State was.
I don't think
yeah.
Well, when Wichita State went undefeated, they were a 1 seed, but also the Valley was like the 6th power conference back then.
Correct.
So obviously that's why Miami of Ohio, what they have done is insanely impressive.
So what I'm saying is,
I have no problem if they end up being a 7 through 10 seed.
Correct.
With even if they run the table, because they aren't going to have an amazing win. Here's my take. I don't think they'll do this, and it worries me, but here's what I wish they would do. If Miami, Ohio runs the regular season table and goes undefeated, I hope no matter what happens in the conference tournament, they at least go to Dayton. Because I feel like if they go 30-0 or 31-0, I think even if they lose in the semis of the conference tournament, they deserve a fucking shot in the dance, bro.
I'm telling you, there's not a world. I don't care if they don't win the MAC. They have to be in the tournament, and not even Dayton. I think they're going to be legitimately in.
So you agree with me that if they run the table in the regular season and get left out, even if they lose in the MAC tournament and get left out, it would be a crime?
It would be worse than them leaving out Florida State when Jordan Travis got hurt.
I don't think that's a terrible take, because it would be the first time ever in college basketball where we would say, what the fuck's the point of playing the games?
Correct.
So where does Lenardi have them at? Because Torvik has them as an 11 seed.
Lenardi has them as an 11.
Yeah. Torvik has them at 11 in UConn's bracket.
Yeah, that's where he has them.
Seeing the bracketologists have them that low scares me.
I think it's only because when you look at them, they are like just looking at where his projections are. I think they're a little wonky, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that there's just no way that they can't be in. Like, I don't care even if they lose the next 3, I just don't think there's not a way that they're not in the tournament.
If they lose, they have 3 games left. If they went 1-2 and then lost in the MAC tournament and then got left out, I wouldn't be depressed, because you know what, that would be okay, you guys kind of fell on it a bit. But if they go 31-0, and then it would be maddening if they didn't get in.
I'm going to tell you right now, they better count their chickens that they don't play Akron in the MAC title game. Because if they have to play Akron after that game that they played back in January, where Miami of Ohio beat them by 3, if they have to play Akron again, I think Akron beats them in the MAC championship.
So that's my question. If
Akron is insane.
If they lose in the tournament, whoever wins the MAC always gets the automatic bid. Are we putting 2 teams from the MAC in?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. Having 2 teams in the MAC when Akron's 23-5 currently, and Miami of Ohio's 28-0, rather than putting in Auburn at fucking 15-13, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's the beauty. That's the beauty of college basketball is you have these teams that have these insane runs, and it's you got to appreciate it regardless. It's not like college football where, oh wow, this team went 13-0, but they're in the MAC, they're in the CUSA. We might not be they're going to get trounced when they play in Oregon. If a team goes 31-0 and loses in the first round of the tournament, there's, especially in this case, you have 2 teams that are single-digit losses. That deserves to get put in.
I don't understand why Auburn is in this fucking tournament. I don't get it.
I don't think they're using
the strength of schedule shit.
Their highest projected seed this year was a 5.
Oh my god, Torvik does, or not Torvik. Palm has them in.
They're gonna use the strength of schedule thing. Say they played Bama and Florida, and
cool, but they fucking got their dicks kicked in.
But they beat Florida at Florida. They're gonna use that.
Yeah, that's the problem. If Auburn makes the tournament, that'd be insane.
All right. Any final takes you guys want to shout out on the college hoops for the next couple weeks?
Right now, my Final 4, based off of Joe Lenardi's bracket, my Final 4 would be Duke, Michigan, UConn, and then Joey's Illinois boys.
Damn. If you're actually feeling it, then God, I think I almost feel better that you're feeling it.
The only issue is, Joe, is you and I both know Well, let's put it this way. Since AO and Kof and Cockburn, I've been the Illinois guy. I have known exactly how far they've gone. I have not gotten an Illinois team wrong when it has come to the NCAA tournament since that team. Because can I tell you, I had them losing exactly where they lost to Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
I had that in my fucking bracket. So if anybody knows Illinois, it's me. And looking,
So you had the team with TJ and Domask losing to UConn?
yes.
Okay. That's what for the record, I had them going and losing to UConn too.
So let's put it this way.
There you
Looking at where the projection is on this side, Arizona noted untrustable. Gonzaga noted untrustable. Michigan State, Tennessee. I think Illinois is better than these guys.
They match up really well. And I'm with you. I usually have a pretty good feeling of like what they can do.
I'll tell you now, though, I would pay for a Sweet 16 matchup of Keaton Wagler and AJ Devanza.
Then
If they're on the
BYU
same
versus
side.
Illinois would be an interesting. I worry BYU could get clipped like in a 6-11 or a 5-12 game.
Well, looking who they have the matchup with right now is the 11. I think they match up well with Indiana, even without Richie Saunders.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
And
Does
then
Illinois? Do you guys think if Illinois wins tomorrow, they're live for a 1 seed still?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because I think that realistically, I think they want to give it to 2 Big Ten teams. But what's going to happen is UConn's going to run train on the rest of the Big East tournament, and then literally Illinois is going to have to make it to the game on Sunday to even be considered to have a 1 seed.
The UCLA loss is going to be what keeps us from getting a 1 seed.
I don't think so because UCLA's in comfortably.
I know, but just getting the 1. I think if we would have ran the table and finished, what would it have been? So say we win our next 3, that's 25-6. If we would have been 26-5.
You say that though, but like if you beat Michigan tomorrow, doesn't that kind of counteract that?
It does, but well, I guess you're right because like Gonzaga, Purdue, and Florida aren't ahead of them in the bracketology seeding, just the AP poll. So the only teams they really have to kind of the 4th 1 seed is pretty much between Iowa State, Houston, UConn, and Illinois. Would you agree?
Yes, and I'm telling you right now, Houston is going to get the 2 in the South.
Yeah. I would say Duke, Arizona, and Michigan, barring one of them just like literally dying down the stretch here. And Michigan could. They play Illinois and Michigan State in their final 3 games or in their final few games here. So, hold on. Oh, okay, I'm good. So yeah, Michigan plays at Illinois, at Iowa, and Michigan State at home. They could go 1-2, and then all of a sudden, if Illinois beats them and then they lose one of those 2 games, yeah, there is a world where Illinois could steal the 1 seed from them. So,
well, I'm telling you right now, if I see Purdue as a 2 seed in the same side as Arizona, I just don't trust either one of those teams to make it to the Final 4.
Oh, I'd be stunned if Purdue gets a 2 seed after tonight now. After losing to Sparty at home.
Yeah, I have them.
They've lost 4 games at Mackey this year to ranked teams. Isn't that crazy? They lost
in Iowa State.
Iowa State blasted them. They've lost at home. Now, granted, all 4 of these teams are good, but still, at home against Michigan, Iowa State, Illinois, and Michigan, and Iowa State, Michigan State, and Illinois, all beating them at home. Pretty crazy.
I will say this, and this is going to be the last thing that I say. A lot of these things that I'm seeing Illinois getting matched up with Merrimack. If they get matched up with Merrimack, I'm a little scared because Kavar Kennedy and Ernest Shelton are fucking unbelievable.
Well, I feel like Purdue is just that team that, especially after they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson, it's just like they always kind of falter around here and then they struggle against the first round.
if they run into some team that's like, remember last year McNeese? I don't know what they are like this year, but last year McNeese was stupid athletic. Like if they run into a team in the mid, if they run into a 12, like if they, well, the problem is Purdue's going to be like a 3, so it would be tougher.
I'm going to
this
tell you
year.
right now, McNeese has no chance because Stephen F. Austin is that good.
Right, but I'm just saying like last year the super athletic, overwhelming double-digit seed was McNeese. Granted, they were also like the only double-digit seed that won.
Right now, Torvik has Purdue matched up against either Merrimack or Portland State. And if they drop to the 3, they have them against North Dakota State or Austin Peay.
I'll tell you right now. If they drop to like,
I think if they lose in the first round, they're in the
if they drop to
conference tournament, they're guaranteed.
If they drop to a 4 and they have to play High Point, Stephen F. Austin, or Yale, I think they're in trouble.
Stephen F. Austin, they've always been maybe Brad Underwood gave him some more magic to cash in on in March.
Shout out to Kev.
Stephen F. Austin, I'm telling you right now, Keon Thompson and Lateef Patrick, 2 fucking guys to let go for.
All right. I think that covers everything tonight. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys check us all out on all our socials. You can follow Joe over at Joe the Show Winkle QCSN. You can follow Don at CJonesWho1212. He's on a heater right now on Twitter plays and at insulting people with comebacks. You can follow me over at Gotham Gambling. You can also follow our main page, Golden Ticket Show, where we are reposting everyone's plays. You can get everything right there. And if you want some more of Don's college basketball takes, make sure you guys tune in to the College Juice Pod every Saturday morning before the slate kicks off. Him, Steve, and Kev go over almost every single game on the slate because they are degenerates. And also make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you guys are listening to this now. You can follow us on For Frequency's Sake's Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook page as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.